What's going on, y'all? Brother Doug here to talk about The Hobbit. Now, before I get started with this review, I just want to give my prayers and condolences out to the families out in Newtown, Connecticut. It was a sad tragedy, and I really think, I'm 90%, well, let's give 95% sure that James Holmes, the Joker, aka Riddler, aka Dude, the Batman shootings, who conducted that, I kind of think that he had something to do with this. That's just my theory, but we'll leave that theory for another blog. We here for the Hobbit review. So I've seen every Lord of the Rings movie except for the Two Towers. I know, I'm gonna lose my geek pass for this, but I'm still working on it because y'all know I got the first movie, Fellowship of the Ring, during Black Friday, and I've been had Return of the King for years, and I seen it on a field trip back in the 8th grade in '03. It was just Two Towers I didn't see because I'm a fan of Lord of the Rings, but I'm just not a huge, purist like that. So for those that didn't know, The Hobbit is basically a prequel to The Lord of the Rings. It tells the story of Frodo's uncle, Bilbo, of how he got the ring and how he set off on a journey with Gandalf and many other dwarves. And as you can tell, I saw it in 3D, and I'm not really a big 3D person. I only like 3D at theme parks, Muppet Vision 3D, Transformers ride, Spider-Man ride in Florida, the whole nine. Now, I saw the movie in a new theater in Napa Valley, because, I'm from Cali, so I saw it in the Century Napa Valley, where it was, futuristic, high-definition theater now that just built. The sound was built by Dolby Atmos, you can hear sounds in the ceiling, sounds on the side of the walls. It's crazy. It was interesting to watch it in 3D because, if you watch it in 3D, you're watching it in 48 frames per second. That means the film is going to go by a little swift, but you can still see everything clear. But when I was watching it, felt like I was watching, a 90s sitcom. It just felt so clear, like you were actually on a set. And some of the CGI characters, you can see like the texture, like some of Gollum's bruises and skin, and even the Dwarf Kings, not the Dwarf King, the Goblin Kings, the nutsack chin. I'm all for, people, trying new things to bring the film experience to home theaters and even to regular movie theaters. But, 48 frames per second, I like the movie better at 24, where everything's slow and at a steady pace, But, hey, shout out to Peter Jackson, he did his thing. The thing that bothers me about this movie is, well, the series now, since it's a franchise, they're making it a trilogy when there was only one book, and I'm still gonna read the book, I want to find out what happens next, that's how good I would, just like I did for Hunger Games. I was like, okay, I gotta read Catching Fire. Catching Fire was an awesome book. Catching Fire is for another blog. But for The Hobbit, I was like, oh man, I gotta find out what happens. At the end, it was the cliffhanger about what happened with Smaug, the dragon who took over the Dwarf Kingdom. And I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a good series, man. So I gotta hop out the book. But first, I'm reading Narnia: The Last Battle, and after I finish that book, I'm gonna get into Hobbit or either Battle of the Labyrinth, the Percy Jackson book. But all in all, y'all, I give this movie a 4 out of 5 just because it was too long. A lot of people's attention spans aren't like what they used to be. I like something short, sweet, and right to the point. Make sure you guys leave your comments, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, share the video on Facebook or Twitter. Do whatever you can to stay in contact with me. Other than that, deuces.